Gabe Cook. This will be the last negative speech of the debate. It will be the second negative constructive. Today you have to ask yourself, am I concerned with life on Earth as it exists right now? Am I concerned with the problems of poverty and hunger and environmental exploitation? Or am I more concerned with one day maybe creating a technology that could send humans off to Mars if we get there and if we get all the technology developed? I think it's much more prudent to think about today, to think about the problems that we face as a country, rather than looking for Mars as some solution to what ails us. Let's begin with the spending disadvantage. Here's really all you need to know. A mission to Mars would cost $500 billion. Isaac never denies this fact. He just says that NASA employs a bunch of people. Well, that's nice, but that doesn't mean that the United States government has an extra $500 billion sitting around. That is absolutely going to destroy our budget deficit, and as our evidence from an economist professor says, that will also destroy the United States economy and prevent us from making things better on Earth. We also read evidence that said specifically if we fund Mars, it leaves us less money to do things like reduce poverty and improve our own environment. That means a vote for the affirmative is a vote to make life on Earth worse immediately. And instead, it's a promise that one day we'll create more jobs and that if we have the technology, one day we'll get to Mars. I say that you vote for the here and now rather than looking to the things that Isaac promises you. Second of all, none of the jobs he talks about or the goods and services he talks about are specific. What jobs? We need people employed working average Joe jobs. We need the middle class to come back. We don't need to employ a bunch of new scientists to develop some technology to get us to Mars 50 years from now. We need to get our own house in order, and we need to do it today. And it starts with rejecting spending proposals like the affirmative. Now let's go ahead and talk about the case arguments. He says we're not going to survive on Earth. Look, I read evidence that said we could develop the technology here on Earth. That means that we don't need to spend $500 billion. I read evidence that said we've even started developing the technology here on Earth, and it referenced the Biodome project. That went terribly awry, which means we're not even close. And I quoted the head of NASA that said, yeah, we would love to go to Mars, but we don't have the technology. That means that every benefit Isaac talks to you about doesn't come today and only might come tomorrow. That means that you should think about today, not tomorrow, because we need to fix problems like poverty and global warming here on Earth. And finally, he totally drops my evidence that says if we were to export the type of society we have here on Earth today into space, if we do the type of colonization he talks about, it says that we will destroy space. It says that we will cause ecological damage, and it says that we will have nothing but war. Our argument is this. We need to get our own house in order before we start looking to the stars for solutions. We need to make life on Earth worth living today.